All right, hello, hello. Today's topic is an important one because some of the other videos I talk about how to create attraction, and it's about polarity, and that means masculine and feminine. So the next obvious question is, well, how do you become more masculine? And that's a good question, of course. Now, I'm going to talk a lot today, not so much about tactics. I guess a general tactic for becoming more masculine would be to stop asking permission. Stop asking permission for just about everything. Now, that doesn't mean that you do not listen to a hard no or a rejection. You hear that and you respect it, but you don't ask for everything. Even including like if you want to initiate sex with your wife, you don't need to ask, hey, do you want to have sex right now? Because one, that's a terrible way to initiate sex for the most part. And two, you're married to the woman. You know, that's having sex is part of the contract. Doesn't mean she has to have sex with you all the time, but it also means you don't have to ask permission. You can initiate. She says no. Okay, you stop. So a tactic would be to stop asking permission so much. You know, and sex aside, you don't ask permission to go out with your friends, to work out or whatever. Like there's no reason to ask for permission, assuming of course that you have a big vision, that you understand the workings of your house and your life and your wife, so that you have your eye on the ball in terms of what needs to happen, the needs, what is going on, so that everything's taken care of. That's essentially an ultimate part of being a masculine man, is having your eye on the ball. So how do you become a more masculine man? It means, so like what qualities are a masculine man? For me, there's a lot that you could say. I've kind of distilled it down into 4: strength, courage, ambition, and presence. Right now, I got some of these. I got presence from Tony Robbins. I got strength from, I'm not exactly sure where, maybe it was Jack Donovan. But these are qualities of a masculine person, right? Of a masculine man. So in order to be more masculine, you develop these qualities. How do you become more present? Well, you could meditate. You can learn to stop thinking about the past and worrying about the future. So becoming more present. How do you become stronger? Get into the gym, right? If you are not deadlifting, if you are not squatting, if you're not bench pressing, you are leaving a lot on the table. And it's not just about becoming, some uber ripped gym guy. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's about having a stronger spine, being able to stand up straight. So strength, yeah. How much are you lifting? When are you lifting? And I do mean lifting heavy weights. If you do other kind of workouts, sure, that's great. But in terms of being masculine, you need to be lifting heavy things. Why? Because when you do that, your body produces more testosterone. And that is the key biological, or say hormonal difference between you and your wife. You want to increase polarity, and you do, not too much, but you do. You want to find that happy medium so that you're both attracted to each other. And in order to do that, you need to become more masculine. And in order to do that, you need to optimize your testosterone, because that's one of the major differences between you and her. So you want to be stronger. You want to be getting in the gym. This is the single thing that will move the needle the most. Physically, you will look better. You will feel better. And mentally, you will be more confident. You will be stronger mentally. So get into the gym. Courage, this is something that happens every day. It's so easy to let a moment that requires your courage to just pass by. Make a quick excuse like, oh, I didn't hear that, or, I'm just going to mind my own business here. It's not my place, or whatever. Moments of courage happen every day. You have the ability to exercise your courage every single day. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. The better you get at it, at exercising courage, but it still will not be easy. Being courageous will always be difficult in the sense that you got that voice in your head trying to talk you out of it. Do you know why? Because that's what courage is, right? Courage isn't just going out and doing what needs to be done. It's going out and doing what needs to be done in the face of your own self-doubt and fear. That's courage, not being fearless, not being, hey, I know everything. No. So in that sense, you're a human being. You're probably always going to have some level of self-doubt, some level of fear. So that means you will always require courage every single day. Ambition. This kind of ties into mission. I talk a lot about mission. So what do you want in the future, and what are you doing to get it? It takes an enormous amount of energy, vision, to be able to direct your life, to assemble your life so that you can move day after day towards a goal that does not exist. You're essentially like pulling things into existence, or pushing them into existence, or however you want to frame it. But you are essentially, with ambition, ambition allows you to create things that do not exist, create a life that does not exist, a lifestyle. And that takes an enormous amount of effort. So on this one, start small. What kind of, what do you want? What's a little thing? What's a little thing that you can create? And get a little win under your belt, and then another one, and gradually like shoot for bigger and bigger things. But keep shooting. Keep shooting. Do not give up. So many guys I talk with, they kind of give up. They're like, yeah, well, you know, I'm 40 or 35 or 55 or however old. And it's like, they're done. But you're not done till you're dead. At least you don't have to be. You could give up. So there's always potential to optimize your life, to make something better, to do something better, to share your gifts with the world, to serve the world. And that's a part of ambition. And it's a part of masculinity. And the more you do that, the more masculine you'll be, the stronger you'll be. Now, in my coaching programs and when I talk to guys, I use Carl Jung's masculine archetypes. And there is the warrior, the magician, the lover, and the king. And these are all, they're not real, they're not true, right? But they're useful. And the idea is that every man has these archetypes in their head, in his head. And they're either balanced or they're out of balance. And you can see when you know what you're looking for, you can see when they're out of balance and when they're in balance. And so I use this because it's a good way, it's an easy way to get a handle on being masculine, right? I mean, being strong, sure, that's easy. But there's no personality to it, right? Where if I can say be strong like a warrior and hold your boundaries, now you can start to generate your own image of a warrior that's personal to you and more powerful. The more you can imagine things in your life, not everything, right? So some things would be not healthy to imagine. But in general, like if you focus on positive things, and the more that you can imagine them, the more that you can visualize, the more powerful they will be to you. So if you can create that warrior in your head and you can have dialogue with them, and you can, then you'll be able to move your masculinity, to mature your masculinity in the warrior's realm. And the same for magician, and the same for lover, and the same for king. And the king is like the king, right? It's the most important in the sense that it is the most meta. It does the most for ordering your masculinity, ordering your psyche, and essentially ordering your world. I'll drop a Amazon link to the book. It is probably the most widely accepted layman's version of these. It's by Robert Moore, I believe. But it's a pretty quick read about the four archetypes, how to think about them, how to diagnose them, and how to optimize them. So I'll drop a link to that in the description below. All right, if you're not already in the Married Man Cave on Facebook, just go to Facebook and Google Married Man. Don't Google, you can't Google on Facebook. Just go to Facebook and search Married Man Cave, and you'll see the group. You're welcome to join. A lot of good men talking about things that are important, getting feedback on problems, issues, looking for help, giving help. It's a great place to be. All right, gents, enjoy your life.